and why we write. And so we are going to be writing a story of our own, and actually your teacher was kind enough to send me some of your work samples, and so I was able to take a look at some of the writing you've done already, and I was very impressed by all the things you've learned. So I hope you had a fun day with your field trips at the zoo, and learning about beginning, middle, and end of stories, and all those other delightful things, and we might go over a few of those things today, as a matter of fact. So you might be wondering, why is an 11-year-old teaching us today? Well, my name is Adora Svitok, and at the age of 7, I published my first book, Flying Fingers, Master the Tools of Learning Through the Joy of Writing. And more recently, I published a second book, Dancing Fingers, with my older sister, Adriana, and this book is one of poetry, and it contains poems from both of us. So one is short stories, one is poems, and I really enjoy writing a variety of different types of writing, from news articles to poems to stories and even shopping lists. Writing. Let's have a look first at the definition of writing. I think it's fun to kind of look at the definition and think, well, this comes from the dictionary, but what do we think about something? So writing means words written down, written material, the activity of creating books. So we definitely have written before then, right? We've written down words. Raise your hand if you've written down words. Okay, so you've written, and I'm sure that would be considered written material. And then maybe some of us have created some of our own books. Maybe you had it bound, or you stapled it together. Maybe you got it published. So there are many different ways of writing. So what does writing mean to you? What words come to mind when you hear writing? Let's think of some descriptive words. What descriptive words come to mind when you hear writing? Any ideas? What does writing mean to you? You can raise your hand and have the include the teacher who's called.
It's to explain your ideas.
Explaining ideas. Very good. Writing gives you a chance to explain your ideas. So lots of people, when they didn't agree with something, they would write about it. So for instance, here in the United States, then when we wanted independence from the British, then this guy called Thomas Paine went and wrote a pamphlet called Common Sense. So explaining ideas, and then in Germany, when Martin Luther did not agree with the Catholic Church, then he wrote about why the Catholic Church needed reforming, etc. So explaining ideas through writing, that has been done throughout history. Very good. I'd also like to tell me, what does writing mean to them?
Expressing yourself.
Expressing yourself. Excellent. So expressing feelings from sadness to happiness, enthusiasm. Writing allows us to really express ourselves and really show people our emotions. Very good. And any other definitions for writing? What does writing mean to us? I'm sorry?
To write about something or something that's maybe happened to you or someone else.
To write about maybe life? Yeah, you could write about events in your life and things that happen to you. Like, that's what I do a lot. I have a blog, which is kind of like an online diary. And so in my blog, then I write about what happens to me. And also I express myself and explain some of my ideas. So actually that's something that I do. So we can write in many different places, in many different things, and we do all of these things in the process when we write. Very good. People have written since ancient times. Does anyone want to tell me what these are? Sorry? Hieroglyphics. Very good. So these are basically what the Egyptians a long time ago used to write. And as you see them looking at them, you can see that they're a little bit like pictures. So you can see this looks like a person, and this looks like a triangle kind of. So a lot of actually characters. So instead of using an alphabet, they might use these characters to identify words and also letters. So in characters, a lot of them come down from pictures. So you can see how languages develop. Maybe first there's pictures, and then they have characters, and then an alphabet, or maybe it sticks with characters, or it has a little bit of both. So languages really branch out in many different interesting ways. And so from the writing of the Egyptians, here's a challenge question for you. Does anyone want to tell me how we figured out what these meant, the hieroglyphs?